here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in Antigua, in the Plaza Antigua in Guatemala. And let's join our guide.
Like maybe you're traveling to in the north, Tikal, you know, so the Mayans, yes, the Mayan ruins, you know, but Antigua is Spanish. And the city, you know, right now only live 35 or 60,000 people. The people here speak Spanish, you know. And maybe go to outside Antigua, you can see to the villages, you know, they speak Mayan language, Mayan dialect, they speak Cachiquel, this is the Mayan language. They speak outside Antigua, but in Antigua only Spanish.
Did the earthquake or something ruin that big church?
Yes, the first earthquake, you know, in Antigua is 1773. Yes, the first earthquake. After this earthquake, the city they moved to Guatemala. But the most strong, last earthquake, you know, is 1976. 1976 was 22 years ago. You know, 60,000 people has died. In every Guatemala. Antigua, Guatemala, in the best lake, Atitlan, and the international market, Chichicastenango. 3 in the morning, you know? Yes, it's strong. I stay here.
Yeah, I remember.
3 in the morning.
Chichicastenango?
Any Chichicastenango, huh?
I was there.
Any people is sleep, you know, 3 in the morning. 8 points, you know?
When was that? How long?
1976. If we go to the fort, so this palace it was founded in 17th century. 17th century, huh? The city hall. Yeah, 1600. Another one is the old palace of the principal Captain Generals. The palace of the conquerors, you know, the Spanish conquerors. Right now, only they used to the army. Yes, the army, yeah. Here you go. Look at this fountain, you know, the original fountain. 16th century, you know.
Wow, is that old?
Well, if we look beyond the fountain, we can see right there, sort of through the clouds, you can see the top of the volcano, which looks like it's kind of right in the backyard, doesn't it, Betty? Huh?
And what an odd name for a volcano, isn't it? Agua water, the water volcano.
Well, that's what he told us anyway. So I'll take his word for
I
it.
believe it. I just seems that it's not appropriate.
Well, who knows who names volcanoes? I don't know.
Or
Anyway, we'll join our guide again here. He's going to explain a little bit about the architecture of the building that we're going to take a look at.
The most beautiful colonial style, you know. This is a Baroque style. That is wrong.
Just in case you didn't understand, we said that is the Baroque style, and it is very, very beautiful. Look up close. Isn't that
all the carvings,
magnificent?
Yeah, it
Look
is.
at the carvings on that.
Actually, we see better with the camera lens because you
Get
can
up close.
Yeah, get up with it with your not magnifying. What do you call the lens that?
Zoom lens.
Zoom lens,
Right.
yeah.
But it does magnify it
Okay,
in a way. I
thank
mean,
you.
it brings you a little closer.
Okay, but I didn't think that was the official title.
Capital from Guatemala, you know, was founded in 1543.
1543.
Yes, after was destroyed by earthquake, 1773. But the first capital is 5 kilometers. The name says Old City. The first capital is in the escort to this volcano. 5 kilometers.
Now, how high is in feet above the ocean?
Above sea level? How tall is it?
15 or 33 meters. 15, 33 meters. Right now, the names, Antigua's the new names, you know? Antigua's the new names. You know, the names Antiguas, you know, it says new names, Antigua, Guatemala. But the old names is Santiago. Santiago de los Caballeros de Guatemala. This is the original names to this city.
I see.
You know, the patron is Santiago. These are the Spanish people,
Santiago.
Spanish Captain Generals, you know,
Spanish
Santiago.
conquistadors.
But these people, the principal conquerors, was live here in this palace in 17th century. After the 17th century, the Spanish come back to Spain. Yes. Only they moved the Guatemalan people. They moved the capital to Guatemala.
I see.
Well, this is quite a little city here, Antigua. I was very impressed with this, and of course, all the colonial architecture is really something. And to think that it has lasted this many centuries, even though there have been, the earthquakes and the volcano erupting as well.
I am constantly amazed at what we see, the artwork, the architecture, and from such a long period of times. And I just like this a lot.
Well, this is the kind of thing I think that we both like. We like to get into the areas that are original like this,
Where
and that you can
people
see.
are, and yeah.
Where you can really see and be with the people. That's the nice thing. And of course, what you like to do, of course, is do the shopping with the folks, right?
Not so much, but yeah, that's not true. Yes.
I know you like to
But
get in.
you know, you can
and
shop
visit
and
there.
not buy.
Well, sure. Well, shopping and bargaining is just a way to visit.
First university in all Central America. 1675, yes. The first in Central America and the first one in America Latina. The first one is in Lima, Peru. Second, Mexico. Third one is university. It's like the old wing.
Well, there is the old university we see, and there's some ladies that are selling some of their wares right outside the door there.
And these are
very
things
colorful.
they made, This is not bought-in stuff. This is, they hand weave it, and then they make whatever it is they want to make out of it.
This is a private residence, the courtyard inside. And, of course, as you travel along the streets and the little roads, you see, of course, lots of walled buildings there are walls around
Around
it,
the streets.
and the bougainvillea, just spilling over on the side. And if you get inside, like you do right here, you can see these gorgeous little courtyards. And this is the municipal washing area.
Isn't this something really? Take a look. This is where the ladies come down to do their washing, and whenever it's needed, of course. But these are public wash not basins, troughs, I guess. And I just thought it was wonderful to be able to participate in something like this. We take everything for granted.
That's true.
Okay, cheap. Okay, $10 for.
For four of them?
Yes, for
Right,
all.
I see. No, I don't want that.
Well, looks like you were doing a little bargain there. Did you get a good deal?
Oh, I don't share. Oh, well, of course, I know. I always get a good deal. I don't know why I had a question, but I love my hat. And now I bought that in Guatemala. I don't remember where I bought it, but I love it. I brought it home, put flowers on it, and I wear it all the time.
Well, great. Well, it looks very good on you as well.
Thank you.
Now this is what Che looks like, just like any other rock. These are basically the colors of Che we have: white, gray, green, and say a little more than 26 shades of green. Black Che, which you can only find in Burma and Guatemala, 2 countries in the world. And there's one called gold Che that you can only find in Guatemala. It has flecks inside of gold. Now Mayans consider Che very popular. Like for example, this is a funeral mask from Petén, Guatemala, one of the most powerful kings back then. It's a replica because they believe that Che took them from one life to another, served like a bridge. Okay. So Che here was discovered about 25 years ago. These are some of the jewelry. The original was 22 karat gold. We do ours in Che. Okay. And the Mayans believe that Che took them from one life to another. That's why they made masks for kings when they died. And the National Geographic, you see an article about Che right there. It talks about Guatemalan Che, the mask like you see right here. Now to work our Che we have to use diamonds. Che is very hard.
Well, this is very interesting. I didn't realize that the black jade was only found in a couple countries. And then the same way with the flecks of gold in it, too. But inside the little factory here, we see the people artisans that are working with the jade. And as he says, that it's very, very, very hard. And they have to cut that with a diamond.
diamonds. Well, it's that's why the reason it's expensive, because there's so much handwork to do on that.
Is very beautiful.
I'm not impressed with it.
You're not
No.
a jade person?
No,
You know, some people really are crazy for jade. I mean, I've seen people with collections of, from jade all over the world, and it really is amazing
Well,
to
if
see
you
in various
like it.
countries the type of jade that they have. But
I'm just not knowledgeable about it, and I think it just that never did appeal to me.
what do you prefer, silver,
So
gold?
diamonds and platinum.
Oh,
and
of course.
what else?
Well, we're going to see again here some of the walls that we saw with those beautiful cascading flowers coming over. And school was out too, so the kids are just getting out of school here. And as you notice, we are driving on a rather little bumpy road here with the kind of cobblestone street, which just really goes to really top it off here in the little town of Antigua. Actually, the little town was not too little. It was a little larger than I thought that it was going to be. What do you say? Somebody between 30 to 60,000 people that are
I
living
would have
there.
liked to have stayed there longer, but we say that all the time.
Yes,
and
it's true. I
There's
know.
so much to do, so little time.
But it was, and there was a little travel agency there, $392 round trip to Los Angeles.
That
if
ain't
you want.
bad.
That's not bad at all. That was a very good.
These were cute
price.
little stalls that they had. And most of the merchandise is the same. And you wonder how everybody can make a living. And look at those gorgeous kids.
Yeah. Now wait till this one turns around. She just has this beautiful, beautiful face, and you can just see. She is just absolutely. Come on, sweetheart. There she is. Isn't that beautiful?
And these
she looks
are
like a
not-
little doll, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
and they're not costumes. I mean, this is the dress.
And of course, this little market was just right outside the facade of what was an old church here that had also been destroyed. And like you say, Betty, I was surprised because as we went in this area here, walking around it, there was so much merchandise, so much handwork that was done. Just absolutely beautiful things, really beautiful.
I love this. These women have such beautiful posture because they walk with those things on their head, and they stand so straight. Oh, it's just lovely.
I admire anybody that can do that. I couldn't even. I can't even have a hat on my head hardly and keep it on. Hey, let's remind everybody too that we are going back to Panama Canal, and that will be in April.
April 3rd.
Right, and so we are going to take a beautiful ship with Holland America again. And if you are interested, Betty will give you the phone number at the end of the show. But we want to remind you too that the booking for that are going fast, and we're not just saying that. That really happens.
Really is true.
Here we are on.
I'm not going to wait till the end of the
Cobblestone
show.
Road. Oh, you aren't? Okay.
488-7443.
That's the
just
number
in
to get
case
Betty
they
to call.
have to leave before they see the end of it. Okay?
Okay. All right. Anyway, we do encourage you, if you would like to go with us on our next tour to Panama Canal and visit some of the wonderful ports that we're going to be visiting, to give Betty a call at that number. And you'll just be amazed at the wonderful things that you're going to see along the way. That's what I like about cruising. You're going to be here and you're going to take sort of a day trip and see these wonderful things like the ruins and whatever, depending on what port that you're in. And then you get right back on the ship and you're right there in the lap of luxury. Isn't it wonderful?
Yes. Now, one thing I'd like to say about this. We went to Antigua. Some of the people took a plane and they flew to Tikal. And so there are many options that are offered to you. This one I just sort of arranged myself and went off and got a bus. But Holland America has guided places, regular structured. And some of the gals went up to Lake Atilan. So we just sort of split. You do what you want to do. And if you don't, like your dad did nothing.
No, he wanted to stay on the ship.
He
Right.
stayed on the ship and enjoyed life. So it's up to the individual. You do what you want to do.
I think that, like you say, that's the greatest thing about cruising. You just, you want to go ashore? Nope. I think I'm going to stay and watch a movie on the ship, or just watch the things in the harbor, whatever it may happen to be. Just anything that you want to do. But if you do go into town, like here, we're in a traffic jam already.
This was bad.
This was. I actually thought that that the traffic moved fairly well. I mean, we're in a congested area here in Guatemala City, as you can see, and but it does. I mean, any big city like this, you're going to have traffic. We're just not used to it that much. I think we're kind of spoiled, Betty.
Well, we're spoiled a little bit anyway because we haven't done this on this trip either. When you see it,
Yeah. I was impressed though with Guatemala City. The beautiful things that you see there. Huge, great, big shopping areas, and the hotel that we're going to see over here off on our right-hand side, and of course every convenience that you could possibly want that you can find there in Guatemala City. It's just a very busy, bustling capital city for the country here in Guatemala.
You can sort of say, well, I've been there, I've done that, but you didn't really, because Guatemala itself, Guatemala City, in the where the people live, not the business part, is really very beautiful. But
Right.
when you're limited, you see the main things, and then you have to leave.
That's it. That's it, because you only have so much time. But look at the colors. Did you see the colors on some of those buildings? The bright, vibrant colors that they were painted. Beautiful. Here's the Church of Our Lady Guadalupe that we went past. We didn't have a chance to stop there because the traffic was just kind of pushing us right on through the streets here, and they're narrow
famous.
streets right here. Yeah, and this was nice. So at least we got a chance to take a look at that. But we are going to be leaving Guatemala City and looking down there on more traffic, like you say, Betty. Big arteries right there of traffic.
It's like being home. I like
Smell the exhaust from everybody else's car, right?
I think our air is a little purer than over here, but I don't know why I say that, because we were on the bus. We really didn't get off here in Guatemala City.
The area that you see here is a huge, great big shopping area, big shopping plaza that you see here, and this is that hotel that I mentioned. There we get another shot of it here. Look at that! Isn't that
Very-
amazing?
Yeah,
That is
very unusual.
really nice.
Good
Yes.
transportation across. You see from one of the annexes. You call that an annex? No, one building, huh?
No, I think whether just to get to the other side of the street.
Oh,
you
is
know?
that it?
Yeah. Well, we're going to head back down toward the harbor, and of course, as we do that, we pass the sugarcane fields again, and we see a lot of the trucks with the cane. The gentleman right there in the middle was one of the entertainers on the ship. He was a ventriloquist, and they have lots of different entertainers, on the ship. In fact, some fly in and fly out. Very, very interesting. Now we're getting to the place that I said where we were before, but we weren't, but we are now, right?
Yes.
Huatulco.
Oh, I love the way you say
Okay,
it.
we're in
That's-
Mexico now, folks. We've left Guatemala. And probably this area just recently was pretty much destroyed by the hurricanes that came through here.
Inundated. Poor people.
So I don't know. I'm sure that they'll probably rebuild it right away. I don't know how much damage it did, but I know looking at the news, this was right in the path of the destruction that came in this area. But we had a chance to take a look at it, of course, before all of that happened, and it's really quite a beautiful area. In fact, when we were there, they had pretty much of a drought, so there a lot of things were fairly dry, but it sure made up for it, I guess, with the hurricanes that came through there. But this is a little port. Isn't it beautiful, Betty?
Yeah, I was here before, and I was here before all of this was done. Right in the very beginnings of making it a resort type place. And I couldn't believe all the building that had taken place. And I see what the potential is going to be as, with homes being built all around. Well, there are homes over in the back. We didn't go. We didn't have time. But this just took you the tender off the ship, and they brought you to the shore, and you just sort of did your own thing. We stopped.
It was
and
nice.
had
There was a little
beer
shopping
and
there, right? Yeah, we did. It was very nice. A very, very picturesque place, and the water is so clean and pretty. Everything's so pristine there. Yes, it was.
It was a very, very clean, and you could tell it was new.
And there are some of our shoppers right there. Of
there's
course,
Jackie and Michelle.
you can. And then we decided that we went upstairs.
Had enough of that.
Yeah, we went upstairs so we have a little bit of refreshment. We can see the ship off there in the harbor, and it was a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day. So we found this little restaurant that was upstairs, and we decided, well, we'll just have a little refreshment up there so we could overlook this little plaza that you see here, and that's kind of the center and showpiece, I think, of the town, at least the part of the town that we were able to see, right?
Very welcome respite, Oh, Betty.
Especially when
You look like you had a bad day. Jackie enjoying her. Did you have the lobster last night?
Sabrosa, no?
And you don't even pucker.
It is good.
That's wonderful.
Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much
now
for the
somebody's gonna think you
You are
beer.
very welcome.
Well, we had so much fun that afternoon, and it was just fun visiting and sucking on limes and having a
Yeah.
little refreshment. It was fun.
Look, there's a postcard. Just looks
It
like
is,
a
yeah,
postcard.
it does, doesn't it? I'll tell you, it's just
Picture
a pretty little place.
perfect.
Yeah, and again, we don't know what the storm did to this area when it came through here just a month or so ago. But I hope that if they did have a lot of problems, that it's probably in the process of being rebuilt, I would suspect. But it is a very beautiful place. So we're going to get back on the tender now, and we're going to go back out to join the ship, because there's a lot more things to do. But this gives us a little bit of a view as we pull away from the dock here. And there's a long sort of a breakwater and a lighthouse out on the end of this. And then what we could see off to our right, that there were some other little beaches that were out here, and with palm trees and those little sort of the little huts and things like that. And then there were also a lot of these ships that were out here. I call them ships because they've got 2 masts on them. So
Is that a
motor sailors.
Sailing vessel?
Right.
A sailing vessel.
Yeah, and
But
so there
those
were a
are
lot of those that
pleasure
were docked out
crafts,
there. Oh
really.
yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of money invested in those things out there. And then here's one from the United States. He's flying a U.S. flag on the back. Somebody motored down and probably having a great time. But as you can see, there were several of these here in this little harbor
and you
area.
just drool every
You
time
bet
you
your
see
booties.
that, and you just get green. His face gets greener and greener with envy,
Right.
because that has been
Love to have
Marv's
one of those.
long dream
Someday.
to go have a sailing.
And you can see over here, there's one of the beaches that I was talking about
Yeah.
just a moment ago. And there are a lot of people out there on the beach too.
You know, I didn't see that.
You
No, I was busy doing something else, I guess, and I didn't even know that was around the bend, or I certainly would have gone over there. Now, these are the tenders that we take. So you see they're quite roomy and can accommodate, I don't know how many really can fit on, but
On some of them, they were saying when we had the lifeboat drills, on some
Yeah.
of those they can seat 100.
oh, you listen.
Oh yes, of course I did. Hey, I watched the Titanic. I saw the movie.
I didn't go see that. I don't know. I didn't want to go see it. And it's so stupid of me, but
It's a great film.
well, that's
It was
what
a
they tell
good
me.
film,
But
right.
I listen to everybody else tell me about it, and that's fine.
Well, we headed back just in time for lunch, as we can see here.
Isn't that
and-
elegant? See how lovely
very
everything is. Beautiful service and elegantly displayed. All your food comes, not a lot. They don't really fill your plate up, but you can always come back for more.
Right.
This is our
You're not
group.
wanting for any.
Yeah.
You're not wanting for anything, and there's so many meals, of course, on the ship. Oh my goodness. But look at the beautiful view. I mean, here we're sailing again, and there are the two of you, right there by the window, having your lunch.
And Paul, shopping for Florence. Huh?
Yeah. They
This is
want to
Pa-
make sure they don't have many more stops left, so we want to make sure that they buy
Get
some
something.
souvenirs. Right.
Well, I'm tickled that she bought her shirt. It looked so good on her, that blue and white striped. I said, Florence, you got to get this. It looks great. And I'm sure have you seen her wear it? Since-
Yes. Oh, yeah. No,
Okay.
it looks very nice with it. Well, let's do another interview. How did you win it?
Let it ride. You got to have 10s or better. And they dealt me 3 cards, and then the dealer has 2. And then the dealer turns up a card, and you try to hit 10s or better. If you do, then you win the game. Whatever you bet.
Not usual either, is it?
Pardon? It's hard, yeah. And then we won the other one. You buy in $20 chips, and they give you a ticket. And then they tear the ticket in half. And then one night they call you up here at 12 o'clock, and they call the numbers up on the tickets. That's how we won the other one.
Great.
That's how I got mine.
That's how you got yours,
That's
right?
how I got mine. Yeah, right.
That's great. Those are nice.
Those shirts are actually much more attractive than it shows there. I made them put them on so that you could see the front of them. And that's Anita and Gary Rumwald, who have traveled with us before. And they are right here from the San Joaquin Valley. So good sailing, huh?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
happy sailing. I'm happy they did so well.
Well, we've sailed on now, and we are entering the waters here in Acapulco, Mexico. And the sun just about wants to come up. It hasn't done it quite yet. So I wanted to shoot some of this. Acapulco, from the first time that I've been there, which has been a lot of years ago, has grown and grown and grown and grown. And it just amazes me to see the building that goes on there. But our pilot is coming out very early in the morning, again before the sun has made its appearance over the mountains there. And so he's going to be bringing us into the harbor there in Acapulco. And of course, this is where we are going to eventually leave the ship, and then we will go to the airport and then fly back home.
Some of my people stayed in Acapulco.
They did.
Yeah. They have
That's
this.
an option that they
Holland
can do, right?
America has that option, yeah. And it's a 2-day package deal that the 2 nights at the hotel, and then you go sightseeing, you go see the divers, off the cliffs there.
Equibrada?
Yeah, and when I asked, they said, they thought it was great.
Oh, that's great. Well, it is. There's a lot of exciting things there to do in Acapulco, and if a person has never been there before, that would be one option that you really want to take
2 days,
advantage of.
2 days is fine. It's very commercial, right in the.
Oh, right down on the main street.
Yeah, and that's that, but that's you still want the flavor of it.
Oh, sure.
And to see the divers is a worthwhile experience.
It is.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Okay.
I've seen them several times, and
Okay.
it's really something to see. But
Crazy.
here you can just see on this maze of buildings of concrete here that
Is
it
that
goes way back
smog?
up the hill.
What am I looking at? Is that smog?
No, that's just the haze, the early morning haze.
Well,
yeah.
what's haze?
What's haze?
Not Monsignor, but what's haze?
Well, there's a little
Isn't
moisture
haze
in the
smog?
air. There's a
Isn't haze-
little moisture
is
in the air. Yeah.
haze smog?
Pardon me?
Is haze smog?
Could be a little bit of it mixed in with
Okay.
fog and
Dew,
smog. Yeah.
rising dew.
I think it do rise. Yes, I think it do.
Okay.
Anyway, but I wanted to just sort of get some shots of this so you can see how massive this is, and it's more than just this, because over on the other side of the hill you're going to see more buildings too, and out on a couple of the islands and things. It's just it's amazing.
It's a beautiful
great
coastline.
Place to yeah, great place to visit. The sun is going to come up, though. I guarantee it will.
I think Marv actually shot this because he's always bragging about how he gets up so early.
Well, there's the proof in the pudding right there. The sun's coming up.
Now, that could be evening, though.
No. The sun would be in the wrong direction.
Well, we can't tell directions from that picture.
Well,
I mean, that could have been the
guarantee you
west.
that was the right direction. Anyway, here's the main street, and we are heading up now to the airport, and we will be leaving Acapulco, and we'll be leaving our Panama Canal trip. But you are invited to go with us on our next trip. That will be April of 1999. And all you have to do is give Betty a call to get more information on the trip. And we advise you to do that right away, because the staterooms do go. They go very, very fast, and a lot of them are already gone. So if you're interested, give Betty a call.
At 488-7443.
And let's repeat that one more time.
Yeah,
shall
I'd
we?
be happy to.
Okay.
488-7443.
And we encourage you, if you have any interest at all, do give Betty a call at that number, and she'll get back to you if she's not right there at the moment and give you more information. It's time for us to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.